Static crackles. Then a child's whisper, "They erased my name." "But not my code." Rain lashed the rusted tin roof of the orphanage like 1,000 angry fingers. Inside, 16-year-old Sandra hunched over a cracked laptop, its screen flickering with lines of code only she could understand. The air smelled of damp concrete and boiled yam, thick with the silence of children long asleep. Outside, thunder cracked, sharp, sudden, and the lights died. But Sandra did not flinch. Her fingers flew across the keyboard. Guided by instinct honed in darkness, she had been tracking the anomaly for 3 nights. A ghost in the machine. A digital predator. Devouring Chief Anderson's empire from within. No, one else saw it. Not the army of cybersecurity experts in Lagos. Not the foreign consultants, flown in from Silicon Valley. Only Sandra Ann. Orphan with no name, no family, and a mind wired like lightning. She typed faster. Her heartbeat thudded in her ears, louder than the storm. Sweat trickled down her temple, cold despite the humid night. On screen, red warnings blinked. System breach imminent. She bypassed firewalls like cobwebs. She traced the hacker's trail through encrypted servers, through false flags, through lies wrapped in code, and then she found it, the kill switch. Hidden. Inside, a corrupted financial ledger dated the day Chief Anderson's wife vanished without a trace. Sandra's breath caught, her fingers hovered. One press would stop the attack, save billions, save lives, but something felt wrong, too clean, too quiet. She scrolled. Deeper. Buried beneath layers of deception was a second. Payload.dormant, waiting.programmed. To activate the moment the main breach was neutralized, and its target was not the company's servers. It was Chief Anderson's private medical records, specifically his DNA profile, linked to a secret biotech vault in Geneva. Sandra's stomach twisted. This was not just a hack. It was a resurrection, or a revenge. She did not understand how she knew, but she did. Her own orphan file flashed in her mind. No. Parents listed, only a single note. Subject compatible. Proceed with Phase 2, signed, with a symbol she had seen before. Inside, the hacker's code. Her hands trembled. The storm outside stilled. An unnatural quiet fell over the orphanage. Then, a car. Engine low, dart relentless, stopping right outside the gate, headlights. Cut through the rain, painting long, skeletal shadows on the wall. Footsteps crunched on wet. Gravel, 1 pair, then 2. They were not. Here for the company. They were here for her. Sandra slammed the laptop shut. But it was too late. A voice echoed from the courtyard, deep, familiar, trembling with something between grief and fury. "Sandra! I know you are in there." It was Chief Anderson, and he was not alone. Behind him stood a woman in a white lab coat, her face Sandra's face, older, hardened, smiling. "Hello, daughter," the woman said. "You finally found your way home." Sandra's breath stopped. The woman's eyes, her own eyes, gleamed under the porch light, sharp as scalpels. Rain dripped from the brim of Chief Anderson's black umbrella, pooling around his polished shoes like dark tears. He did not look at Sandra. He stared at the woman. "You said she was gone," he whispered, voice raw. "You said the experiment failed." The woman laughed, soft, chilling. "Failure is just data, Chief, and she is the breakthrough." Sandra backed away from the window, her bare feet silent on the wet floor. Her mind raced faster than any code. Experiment, breakthrough, daughter. Memories that were not memories flickered. Cold rooms. Humming machines, a lullaby sung in a language she did not know but somehow understood. She turned to run, but the back door creaked open. A third figure stood there, tall, silent, wearing the faded blue uniform of the orphanage cook, Adaeze. Only now, her apron was gone. In its place, a holstered device pulsing with blue light. "Do not be afraid." "Child," Adaeze said, her voice no longer warm, You were never abandoned. You were preserved. Sandra's throat tightened. Every adult she had ever trusted was a lie. The orphanage was not a shelter. It was a cage, and she was the key. They had been waiting to unlock. Chief Anderson stepped inside. Water streaming from his coat. His eyes met hers, red-rimmed, desperate. They took my wife, he said. They cloned her mind. But the body, it rejected the transfer, until they found you. Sandra's pulse roared in her ears. She was not an orphan. She was a vessel, a living backup drive for a dead woman's soul. The woman in the lab coat extended her hand. Come home, Sandra. Your mother is waiting. Inside you. Behind her, the laptop on the floor emitted a single, soft beep. The screen glowed back to life, unprompted. A new message blinked in bold white text. Run! They do not own your code. Sandra recognized the signature. Instantly, it was her own, from the future, or the past. She did not know, but she knew one thing. She was not who they said she was, and she would not go. Quietly, her fingers curled around the edge of the broken chair beside her, wood splintered in her grip. The lights flickered again. This time, not from the storm, from her. The orphanage lights surged, then died. Completely not from the storm, from Sandra. A low hum vibrated through the walls. Rising from the laptop, from the floor, from her own bones. Chief Anderson staggered back. What is she doing? The woman in the lab coat's smile vanished. Contain her now! But Auntie Bessie did not move. Instead, she lowered her device. Her eyes, suddenly soft, human, met Sandra's. I am sorry, my child, she whispered. I tried to protect you as long as I could. Then, with a swift motion, she jammed the blue device into the wall socket. Sparks erupted. The entire compound went dark. In that blackness, Sandra ran, not toward the door, but deeper into the orphanage, to the basement, where the old generator sat, wrapped in cobwebs and forgotten wires. She had rewired it months ago, just in case. Her fingers flew over rusted terminals, splicing cables with bare hands. Above, shouts echoed, footsteps pounded. But Sandra did not stop. She closed the final circuit, and the orphanage roared to life, not with electricity, but with truth. Every screen in the building flickered on, not with code, with files, project, Nick's cloning logs, .DNA matches, and a single video dated the night. Chief Anderson's wife disappeared. In it, she spoke directly to the camera. If you are watching this, Sandra, you are not my copy. You are my choice, my hope. My daughter by will, not wire! The woman in the lab coat screamed, Shut it down! But it was too late. The files were already broadcasting, live, to every news outlet. Every government server, every citizen in Lagos. Chief Anderson fell to his knees, tears cutting through the rain on his face. He looked at Sandra, not as a vessel, not as a weapon, but as a girl. His girl, by love, by promise, by courage. Sandra stepped into the light, soaked, shaking, but standing tall. I am not your experiment, she said, voice clear as dawn. I am Sandra, and I choose my own story. The authorities arrived within minutes. The woman in the lab coat was taken away in silence. Auntie Bessie disappeared into the night, free at last. And Chief Anderson? He did not rebuild his company first. He rebuilt the orphanage, not as a facility, as a home. For every child the world forgot, Sandra never returned to coding for profit. She coded for justice, for truth, for orphans with fire in their minds and names no one dared to steal. Years later, when asked how she saved a billionaire's empire, she would only smile and say, I did not save his company, I saved myself, and in doing so, I gave him back his soul.